Hello, viewers, and welcome to Technorama. This is the show that takes a lighthearted look at tech, science, sci-fi, and all things geek. This is our pre-show. See the banner? This is our
Yeah.
pre-show. We are going to get started with the regular audio recording in just a moment. We're just doing a final tech check, seeing who's there. We've got some people in the chat. If you want to join us, Facebook and YouTube on Sunday nights. Normally Sunday nights. This one's off by a night because we had some personal things that conflicted. That happens from time to time. And if you like, you can follow our calendar when we make such adjustments at chuckchat.com/calendar. Woohoo! New short link.
Finally, we got the technology.
We've only had the calendar for like 10, 12, 15 years.
Yeah.
And we used to have a link on the page, on the main webpage.
No, you had a view. You had an embedded view.
There was a subscribe to the calendar button once upon a time.
Oh, yeah.
And
there was we had an embed that had with us on the stand tech history.
Chris A. Moody asked, he said, "Do you have a calendar?" I said, "Yeah." It's like every week when we do the On This Day in History, I post that stuff to the calendar.
Yeah.
And there's days that have like 3 or 4 years on them. Like here's On This Day in History from 2011, 2016, 2019, 2026.
It's funny how long we've been doing this and you didn't have more days overlap. You know, some days,
there are some days that have none because
exactly. Yeah.
It'd be like in the beginning of May, we always had our work conference. So we're never going to have a show in there.
Well, you know what we should do is just keep going until we finally fill up the calendar.
Well, it takes me about 10 to 15 minutes to do a day because I'll go through all the events and go select, copy, paste. And I could fill in the gaps. And I thought about it at one time. You know what's really interesting is I'll go back and you may recognize inconsistencies between those repeats. Somewhere along the line, history changed or Wikipedia changed history.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I'll go back and it'll say, hey, this thing about Lewis and Clark happened on this day. Why isn't it in there in 2016? Maybe Lewis and Clark didn't figure that out in 2016.
Hey, by the way, they just figured it. I know why you mentioned Lewis and Clark.
Yes.
It was on the podcast we've been listening to.
It was. Yeah, there's a wonderful podcast we're listening to called Everything Everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's a daily podcast. In about 15 minutes, he'll cover a topic like Lewis and Clark or apartheid or
Buffalo.
It's a very random.
The bison. That was it. The bison.
Yeah. The American bison. It's very random and it's fun because you feel like, this, if you already know the topic, you go, oh, I hadn't known that. He's talked about Alexandria. He's talked about it just all over the place.
Well, this morning when he was talking about Lewis and Clark, some of it I knew, some of it I didn't. And I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting.
Right.
And then what got me was I started thinking about the journals that they wrote. And I went, and he was talking, that was the big point of his, well, not the big point, but the big fact part of his show was they kept these intricate notes or journals on what they found and what they did and all that. And I was like, I kind of want to, I don't know if I read it all, but I would read some of it. I guess you can get it. I guess it's probably in the Gutenberg project or something, right?
I had heard about those Thunderbolt medication, those Thunderbolt pills that
oh my God. I kind of I had to pause it and laugh.
Well, they would give you severe diarrhea to literally flush everything out. But the reason they gave you diarrhea, they were loaded with mercury. And there's been archaeological expeditions that have followed the trail of Lewis and Clark, and they went around and dug up some of those because they didn't have toilets along the way, so they dig a hole, do their business, and they'd bury it back up. There's mercury deposits that mark the trail of Lewis and Clark.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, so so you could go with a
metal detector.
And that's right.
Set it for mercury. Beep, beep, beep. Oh, they were here.
Yeah.
That's just crazy to think about.
By the way, the journals of Lewis and Clark are on the Gutenberg project.
Very cool.
And a lot of the journal entries aren't very huge. So you should be able to download it and read
Day
it.
438.
Well, it is what was it? 2 years? I can't get to the. I got to scroll to the top.
I thought it was like 3 years.
1804 to 1806. Maybe this is partial, or but yeah, it's a couple years.
They were the inspiration for The Hobbit. There and back again. Lewis and Clark expedition.
Goshen and threw the ring in and left.
No, not in The Hobbit.
Oh, the Hobbit. I'm sorry. Yeah, right.
Because Bilbo called his book There and Back Again.
You're right. Yeah, that's what they should have called the book.
Right. There and Back Again, the Lewis and Clark expedition.
Right.
Hey, Tolkien. Didn't have an original thought either. All right. That's the fun part of the show. See ya.
All right. Nice seeing everybody.
That's what the video people get. We're going to do the audio part now. So stick with us. This is a lot of fun. We enjoy it. Hope you enjoy it too. By the way, that podcast, one more time, Everything Everywhere Daily. Look it up. Very popular. Yes. And if you're really ambitious, it's been going for about 5 years. So that's a lot of shows. And there is a completionist club.
And it's just long. Yeah, that's right. And it's just long enough to watch, to listen to, and not be too overwhelming. Like our
about 15 minutes.
Like our topic is Trek show that's been creeping up over an hour.
Hour and a half. We've got closing at 2. It's getting too long for me. I say, like, we got to wrap this up. I got to go to bed, guys.
If you want to be a completionist on their other podcasts or this one, good luck.
Sure.
Yeah.
21 years later. Hey, we're coming up on our 21-year anniversary in a couple of weeks.
Yes, we are.
Wow. Okay, let's do the audio podcast. Ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Technorama episode 803. Dial up to the final frontier. Hello and welcome to Technorama, the show that takes a lighthearted look at tech, science, sci-fi, and all things geek. My name is Chuck Tomasi from sunny Phoenix, Arizona. And right there is Craig Stepp from North Carolina. How are you, Craig?
I'm doing Wunderbar. I'm doing Wunderbar.
Except for your German.
I'm Wunderbar. Huh? What?
You were close. You're getting better.
Wunderbar? Yeah.
Wonderbar. There was a song called Wonderbar.
Wonderbar.
Yeah, it's
okay.
Really bad. It's really bad.
Well, thanks for bringing it up. I'll go check it out.
I'm full of references tonight. All right. Should we jump right into it?
Yes, please do.
Okay. We have some feedback, so we'll play the feedback music.
Letters. Oh, we get letters.
Letters.
Letters every day.
Brought to you by letter A.
Mailman, mail today. Reach right in and pull one out. Oh, letters. I love those letters. Let's find out what you got to say.
Oh, boy.
Mailman, mail today.
All right. We had a question of the week for you. Last time we said, aliens land in your backyard and demand to see one human invention to prove we're worth saving. What object from your house are you handing them?
My realistic tape deck. Tape recorder.
Radio Shack.
That's right.
Weber Baker says, thermos bottle keeps hot things hot and cold things cold. Genius.
Yeah.
How does it know?
It's amazing. You didn't even have to turn it on.
Lone Guys Nice says, Fisher Space Pen. You know, we were just in Florida for the Star Trek cruise, and Donna wanted to see if she could find another one of those space pens. She said, where's the NASA store? And I think we were in the wrong concourse.
I've actually got one somewhere here.
Yeah, we had one.
Yeah.
It was a nice novelty. I don't know that I actually used it for what it was meant. You know,
One-
writing upside down.
I can say it now. One of us will be able to go to space one day and wait, stop. I don't have my space pen.
Yeah, that would have been funny if that's what Cochrane said when he was taking off.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I can't write any notes down. I don't have my space
Got
pen.
Do we have to abort? Do we have to abort? No, I got it. Here it is.
They said it works in zero G. I got to find out.
We just rewrote First Contact movie.
Right.
My sister Suzette said, microwave oven.
You're gonna hand
Oh,
that to him? Drop another foot.
It's the kind that goes over your stove. It's the over-the-counter version.
Right.
John Cratcher says Super Nintendo with Super Mario Brothers with original controllers and blow on the cartridge.
And you know what would happen? I can see it now. They start playing games and they just forget to leave. And next thing you know, they're eating all your Cheetos and
They
drinking your
never-
Mountain Dew. And yeah.
All right, let's go over to the Discord server at chuckchat.com/Discord.
All right.
That deserves a bell. Sweet Steve says the easy answer would be to hand over a smartphone, but nah, that would be a bit boring. They would just end up doom scrolling cat clips. And I'm pretty sure they're already doing that. Nope, I would give them a Kinder Egg. It's tasty, it's a surprise, and it's something useful. Three
Mhm.
things in one. Mad Marv says, my first instinct is an air fryer, but the more I think about it, I should go with my MetaQuest 3 headset. Hopefully they can figure out how to connect to the internet from space.
Yeah. Well, they got here, so they know space travel, so they can connect to the internet, I'm sure.
they played video games the whole way to kill time.
Right.
Speaking of video games, Humanoid says video games after their long journey in space, they'll appreciate the entertainment. Right? just don't
Space.
show them space invaders.
Yeah. Oh, little aliens. Why are you shooting the aliens? Ah.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah.
That's racist, man.
Beep, 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 beep.
The school bus that goes across. You shot my kids.
Right. You bastards.
You must die. That probably wouldn't be the best way to save humanity.
No.
Z Fritz says sliced bread, the benchmark for every human invention since
Yeah,
sliced bread.
sliced bread. Yeah.
Sweet Steve has another one. He says, my grandfather said that the humanity went to
Crap.
SH when they started the sliced bread. That was the downfall of men. I
We made it too easy for everybody, and they got lazy.
like that benchmark one. That was funny. Wonderful answers, everybody. Thank you for contributing. We do have a voicemail this week.
There was
For,
two. You didn't get the other one?
Hey,
The other one was me saying, I was responding to our message because it says, remember you can find Technorama wherever you find fine
Oh.
podcasts. So my message was, where do I find fine podcasts?
That's what I want you to play it.
It wouldn't make any sense out of context.
Well, when I made a joke about it, it would. All right.
yeah, I think it's time to get off the podcast.
That's an old one that we got.
Yeah.
All right, this is the one from Crazy Joe. Let's
Mhm.
try that again.
Hey, it's Crazy Joe. I just was listening to episode 797, and while reading the birthday calendar, Chuck asked, whatever happened to Bob Trait? Well, funny you should ask. Bob Trait has been working as the marketing director.
Hang on, I got to pause because Bob Trait, it said on the birthday calendar
Mhm.
that he was from Megapodzilla. And I'm like, well,
Oh.
the podcast doesn't exist anymore. Whatever happened to him? So that's what that's all about.
At the Colonial Theater in Phoenixville, where they shot The Blob for many, many years. But he recently left that position and took a job working for another local movie theater, Oak Center Cinema. So if you're in the Phoenixville area and you stop by Oak Center Cinema to see a movie, you just might see Bob Trait.
We'll have to go look for him.
All right. When you said they shot the blob, I'm like, with a gun?
Yeah.
We just go,
No, it's that. Am I not mistaken? That's where they filmed the.
I know.
Blob. Yeah.
The movie The Blob.
Yeah.
But the way you said it, that's where they shot the blob.
Right.
Thank you, Crazy Joe. And we are going to finish up our feedback section. But we will ask you for more later. Right into the history. On this day in history for April 15, 2026, it's tax day. in case you missed it.
Yay.
Into the U.S. anyway.
Yeah.
This is the 105th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar. There are 260 days remaining in 2026. Wait a minute. Does that mean that if we'd recorded this on Saturday, the 11th, it would have been the 101 day?
Oh,
I should have aimed for that.
oops.
Oops. It was on this date in 1755 that Samuel Johnson's A Dictionary of the English Language was published in London.
It was also on that date in 1817 that Thomas Hopkins Galdue and Laurent Clerc founded the American School for the Deaf. They then called the Connecticut Asylum for the Education and Instruction of Deaf and Dumb Persons.
That rolls off the tongue.
I like the new name better. The first American school for the deaf students in Hartford, Connecticut.
It was also on this date in 1892 that the General Electric Company was formed.
And it was 114 years ago today that the British passenger liner RMS Titanic sank in the North Atlantic at 2:20 a.m. That wasn't scheduled very well for the people that were sleeping. 2 hours and 40 minutes after hitting the iceberg. Only 710 of the 2,224 passengers and crew on the board survived.
Jack!
Yeah, well, it was now 2,223.
Rose survived. It was also on this date in 1923 that insulin became generally available for the use by people with diabetes.
And it was also on April 15th, 1947, tax day. No, Jackie Robinson debuted for the Brooklyn Dodgers, breaking baseball's color line.
And it was 74 years ago today that saw the first flight of the Boeing B-52 Stratofortress. They're still up there, man.
Still can't get down. McDonald's restaurant dated its founding to the opening of the franchised restaurant by Ray Kroc in Des Plaines,
That's right. That's actually correct.
Illinois, on this date in 1955.
Yeah, that's the one they credit it towards because that's the first franchise. But the McDonald's brothers already had a thriving business out in California. There's a whole wonderful story.
Not San Diego. It was
it was in that San Diego area, if I remember.
Yeah, I've seen the movie.
Okay. Happy birthday goes out on this date too. We got some good names in here. Italian painter, sculptor, and architect Leonardo da Vinci, born on this date in 1452.
And Pietro Cadalli, Italian mathematician and astronomer, was born on that same date in 1552.
Swiss mathematician and physicist Leonhard Euler was born 319 years ago today. I remember Euler from my college math classes.
Good. And wait a minute, I lost my spot.
Scottish physician.
Yeah, Scottish physician and chemist William Cullen was born on this date in 1710.
German astronomer and academic Friedrich Georg Wilhelm von Struve. Woo!
You hurt yourself on that?
What? Have another Schnitzengruben? Oh,
He was born 233 years ago today. Here, I'll finish it for you.
Keep it going.
English captain and explorer James Clark Ross was born on this date in 1800.
That James Clark Ross from the Ross Ice Shelf?
Yeah, it's also, yeah, exactly.
Hermann Grossmann, the German linguist and mathematician, was born on the same date in 1809.
Nikolai Semyonov.
Some mayonnaise.
Yes, some mayonnaise. Some mayonnaise. The Russian physicist and chemist, Nobel Prize laureate, was born on this date 130 years ago today.
All right, I get another one. Ukrainian Russian general pilot and astronaut Georgy Beregovoy. Close enough. Born on this date in 1921.
And also born on that date in 1965, Japanese engineer and astronaut Tsuyoshi Noguchi.
Close enough.
Noguchi.
Listener birthdays this week include Mrs. Technorama on the 16th.
Yes.
Scafey, aka Anthony, on the 18th. On the 19th is Amanda, which is Susie the Geek's daughter, and Geek in Training. How many years does she have to be in training? It's been like 20 years.
That's a long program you got to get through.
The 21st is Kim and Craig's anniversary. Don't
Yes, it
forget
is.
it, Craig.
I won't forget it.
That's the way it was on this day in history for April 26, 2026. If you want to be on the birthday calendar, or if it's your birthday this week and you're not on the calendar, we wish you all the best. Happy birthday to you. But please, we encourage you, go to chuckchat.com/birthday. Get your name on the calendar. Or is it chuckchat.com/calendar? I think both work. No,
Yeah.
calendars for subscribing. Birthdays for the birthdays. That's it.
Yes, exactly.
We got to get those footers
The
right.
birthdays are not on the calendar.
We got to get, that was your hint. We got to get those lower thirds going.
Well,
I don't know what you're doing while I'm blathering about getting your name.
I'm
on
the talent here. You should be doing this.
Obviously, you haven't been promoted out of title class yet.
I'm still in training on that too.
Thank you, everybody. That's the way it was for this day in history, April 26, 2026. I almost said 1926. That's how old I feel. Let's just let the band finish
Who's
out.
stupid now?
My 4-bit brain can't handle this anymore. Let's
Right.
take a minute or so because we are in the news. Let's take a minute to talk about the Artemis 2 mission.
Yeah,
It's done.
it's over. Move on. No,
They splashed
I-
out. It was a good time.
I thought this was pretty cool. Obviously,
Felt like a kid again.
it did give you that kind of feeling like it was the Apollo thing where everybody was kind of generating buzz about the whole project.
Yep.
And I think for me, when it was cool and all, but until they actually were going around the moon, that's when I got really excited about it because it was like,
the first 3 or 4 days wasn't all that exciting.
yeah, actually. All right, so Harrison calls me and says, "Hey, I thought we'd watch this together." I was like, "Okay." This is when they were going around the moon, and I didn't know what to expect until we were looking at the live broadcast. I was like, "Wait a minute, they're going to be in a blackout for 30 minutes. We're not going to be able to see anything." All we were watching was the control room, NASA. But
Yeah.
Anyway,
Were
it
you-
was
were you
really
tracking
cool.
them online, watching live and all that stuff.
I was a little bit. I was actually working, so I was under the gun about something, but I didn't get to watch it too closely then.
Mhm.
But of course, I followed up with it afterwards, and I did watch. I think you posted a link to the tracker about where it was at when it
Yeah.
was coming around the moon, and
That was pretty cool. I mean,
Mhm.
you could track it in real time, and you could zero in on either the space module or the moon or Earth, and you could see the figure 8 loop going around.
Yeah.
And it was kind of weird because even just a few hours before they got to the moon, it looked like they're going to miss. Yeah,
were they kind of supposed to, weren't they?
it's one of those, you skate to where the puck is going
Wait a
to
minute.
be.
You don't want to hit it.
No, you don't want to hit it. But I'm sure they did all their calculations right. But about 3 or 4 hours beforehand, going, the moon's still way in the heck off to the right. It's got to get moving. And sure enough, it did. And you could almost feel the math at work at that point because
Yeah,
when they were alongside it, if the moon wasn't where it was going to be, they would have sailed off into space. But you could suddenly feel the tug of gravity pull them back around and then, sling them back home. It was really cool watching that. Obviously, it took hours and hours to get this going. But it was kind of cool. And of course,
apparently you haven't studied planetary dynamics very well.
there's a lot of math involved with,
Mhm.
the angular velocity and gravity and blah, blah, blah. Same kind of thing when they were coming back to the Earth. You watch where the figure 8 is. Like, they're going to land in the wrong place. And then, of course, the moon moves on and it crosses the path where they'd already been.
Mhm.
And it looked like, Star Trek Next Generation, where the ribbon was going
Oh,
through
it's-
Meridian 3. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, the ribbon's through the moon.
There's Malcolm McDowell standing there on a platform. Actually,
Is the fire in which we all burn.
now one thing, well, not one thing, it was several things about this, but I love the pictures of the Earth that they were taking before and after they crossed past the moon.
Yep.
And what was even more amazing, I thought, were some of the pictures of craters that they got because the resolution was really high.
Yeah.
Probably higher than we had before. And the definition of it was amazing. And I thought that was great.
A lot of great photographs. A lot
Oh.
of great. I did you watch the splashdown?
Yeah, I did.
That was pretty cool too. That was a nail biting moment because that's the most dangerous time. It's like, ooh,
Yeah.
they had heat shield problems with Artemis 1. Good thing there weren't people
Yeah,
in
they
there.
mentioned that, and I was like,
hope
"Uh-oh,
it
what does that
holds,
mean?"
I hope it holds. And then of course you go into blackout again, going, here we go. But they
Mhm.
came out of blackout right at the right time. I wish they would have explained some of the visuals we were looking at because they were showing this black and white image, and on takeoff too. It's like, what are we looking at? It looked like a boat running through the water from underwater or something. We're like, what is this black and white image? Is it
Yeah.
infrared? Is it from the ship? Is it from the ground? What are we looking at? There were a lot of visuals that they showed that I didn't quite explain. Like, what? So
You know,
could have been a little clearer.
Harrison did have a good point. Why didn't they have like it could have been a small communication satellite that just ejects when before their blackout, or to a point where they can relay back to Earth?
Because it would have to be really far away from the moon.
Well,
to
you
get
just said
around
they went away. Looked like they went away for a little bit. They could have. I mean, I'm just saying, it makes sense to ask that kind of question. Why can't they have something?
every ounce is costly to bring up there. And if
True.
you're going to bring something up just to eject it for 40 minutes, like,
Yeah.
okay, just keep snapping pictures there, Reed.
Well, I'll tell you something else I thought was insightful. What?
You get behind the moon, there's no signal. He's like, selfie time, gang.
Well, that was the insightful thing I thought that, or leads to an insightful thing that I thought was cool was, and I forget who was talking about it, but it was that feeling when they saw the Earth disappear and they're on their own, away from, any contact from anybody, and way out there in, space.
Yeah.
On the backside of the moon.
There's no one coming to help you.
No, it's like, just thinking that that's the farthest one, that's the farthest distance humans have been from Earth,
So
and
quiet.
two, that we know of,
Yeah.
and two, just not solidarity, them being out there on their own. I just thought it was cool insight. I don't remember the entire quote, but it's cool.
All right. Some comments. We got, hey guys, tuning in for a few minutes during my break. Thank you, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Kristen says, I listened to it from the time they started the NASA Live to when they turned it off. Like 10 days?
Wow. That's a good bit.
It was
Wow.
definitely cool. Way too much math for me, though. I can appreciate it. Kind of like I can appreciate, martial art or MMA fighters going absolutely nuts, because I've done some of that, but I don't have the stamina or skill to do it. But
does this fall into your which is the aliens? Does this fall into your into that void for you where, why would we be sending a man to Mars when we have so much to do here? Could you put those resources to something else?
kind of, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
there is some talk about that right now, with future Artemis missions being at risk, the current political situation, because this is just as much political as it is science based.
monetary.
There are budgets that we have to adhere to. And we'll talk about that in a bit in a follow-up story. So thank you for bringing that up. Greetings from Egypt. I'm happy to be participating for the first time. Thank you.
Hey there.
Wow.
Yes.
It's
Welcome.
it's getting early. What time is it in Egypt?
It's should be starting.
She
to
said,
get
yeah, she listened the whole 10 days. Wow.
Wow. That's amazing.
Day and night. She didn't sleep for 10 days.
Her mobile bill is like, she used like 40 gigabytes to listen to it for 10 days.
Artemis all green.
Yeah.
That's what
Well,
you
I was working during the day, so I had to pop in and see what was going on every once in a while, and of course catch up on stories and see some of the cool pictures and stuff.
When they splashed down, they used the phrase, you have 3 green astronauts here. Like, are they seasick?
Well, now they're seasoned. I don't know,
No,
but green. Yeah.
green
Oh,
means
green.
that's the status. Green is go.
Right.
Green is good. But the way they said it,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'm like, wait, whatever the fourth one. Shouldn't you have
Yeah.
4 green?
I was thinking like green as in brand new to it, and they're not green anymore. They're seasoned.
Right. There's
Yeah.
that interpretation of it too. But in the context of what they're talking about, it meant everything is good. All right. On that topic of to boldly go, alongside Artemis, there's been another mission that's been happening to simulate the environment on Mars. So
Yep.
they've had a couple of these. They call them CHAPEA. Chapea. I'm not sure how they're pronouncing that, but this is the second mission where they're locking up these people for a couple of years to see
Just locking up.
what the effects are physically, what it affects our brain. Obviously, we can't simulate the gravity up there because it'd be different gravity, but it takes 6 months to get to the red planet, and then they would have to live there. They built this 1,700 square foot apartment complex, I guess.
Mhm.
Everybody's got their own bedroom,
Sorta.
shared bathroom and shower, that sort of thing, just to see what the effects are mentally and physically, because they're going to have to eat the same food over and over with some
Stupid potatoes
hydro
on
guard.
Mars.
Yeah. I don't want more poop potatoes. So it's an interesting mission. The current status, mission 1 is completed. The first crew, won't give you the names. They're in the article. Successfully completed their 378-day stay, July 6th of 2024. Mission 2 started October 19th of 2025, and they will be going until October of 2026. So just over 360 days.
Mhm.
Mission 3 is scheduled for 2027 to provide the final data set needed for the 2030s Mars planning. So there's 4 key goals, or no, not 4 goals. There's 3 key goals. Cognitive decline. Does isolation lead to slower decision making?
Mhm.
Social dynamics. How does a group of 4 handle conflict when they cannot escape each other? And biological impact. What are the changes in your gut microbiome, bone density, and sleep patterns? I'm not sure how they're going to do the whole bone density thing since they're doing this on Earth.
Yeah.
That,
I would
as you
imagine.
mentioned, I am not a fan of sending people to Mars right now. I think the payoff, I know that you need these incremental steps and it could lead to better things, but this whole BS about, oh, we have to have a plan B for our planet, like, not if you fix plan A with the
Yeah. Or the
what did
plan
they
it.
say, the Artemis
Hey, not if
project
not if you fix plan it.
was? Plan Et. Yeah. It's like $10 billion. You know what you could do with $10 billion? A
Yeah.
lot. So
I'm on the fence. I mean, part of me gets excited about this kind of thing.
yeah.
And then another part of me, I go, I understand where you're coming from. So,
It's your tax dollars, man. Where do you want to spend them?
well, I'd rather spend them going to space.
I would
probably.
be more
on-
inclined
No.
to spend them on more space exploration with robots, with space telescopes. You know, JWST is up there doing a magnificent job, and we're learning a lot more about the universe. I don't think this is the time to send humans to Mars. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
But who am I to vote?
Yeah.
I don't get a vote when it comes up in Congress.
No, you and all those felonies. Ugh.
We said we'd never mention those again.
Oh, sorry. That's right. You're acquitted for most of them.
All right. Astronomers have discovered a very interesting solar system out there.
Oh, really?
It's 120 light years away. And it's causing them to rethink the way that solar systems are formed, because ours is like rocky body, rocky body, rocky body. And then you get to the gas giants, and then you get to the medium size gas giants, right? And they started seeing this pattern as they were discovering exoplanets. But now we've got rocky body, gas giant the size of Neptune, and rocky body about 6 times the mass of Earth. Going, wait, what happened here? because the theory was, or hypothesis, I guess, was that the inner ones couldn't hold on to the atmosphere because of the solar wind. The outer ones collected all the gas, et cetera, et cetera. Like, well, what's with this big one out here? It's not a little dinky thing like Pluto.
Right.
It's 6 times the mass of the Earth. And they said, well, there could be other factors involved too. For example, while these planets are not second Earths, in quote, they orbit their star in as little as 2 to 29 days.
Yeah, that's fast.
Man, yeah, the days are long and the years are short.
Sulu, match the speed of that planet and pull us into orbit.
Never mind, Captain. It'll be by in 2 days.
Yeah, I missed it. Well, just wait a minute.
Go get lunch. The planet will be by soon.
Right.
So interesting stuff. The outermost planet, LHS 1903, is a massive rocky super Earth, about 6 times, as I mentioned, that has no thick gaseous envelope despite being the furthest from the star. Like, well, where's all the gas, man?
Mm-hmm. It's amazing to me that they can tell that much from the light emitting from it.
Yep. All right, real quick, we got some hacks and strange stories for you. So chemists have made hydrogen. No, excuse me. Yeah, hydrogen from breadcrumbs of all things.
Interestingly enough, it was the breadsticks from Olive Garden.
So it's produced methane for me.
Yeah.
This article, published in Nature Chemistry by researchers at the University of Edinburgh, details a breakthrough in sustainable manufacturing using a waste breadcrumb and E. coli to produce hydrogen gas for industrial chemical reactions. The process states that scientists fed sugars extracted from waste bread to a common strain of E. coli. I'm not sure I want to mess around with E. coli.
No. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. No.
When grown in oxygen-free conditions, the bacteria naturally produce hydrogen gas as part of their metabolism. By adding a small amount of palladium catalyst to the same container, the researchers were able to use that microbial hydrogen to drive hydrogenation, which is a critical industrial reaction. So why does it matter? Hydrogenation is used to manufacture everything from vegetable oils and plastics to pharmaceuticals and perfumes. This discovery proves that living cells can act as the microfactories, supply industrial chemicals sustainably and at scale. Because prior to that, traditional hydrogenation relied on, it was derived from fossil fuels. Yay. A process that's highly energy intensive and releases massive amounts of CO2. Because the new method diverts food waste from landfills where it would release methane. Yay. And
Just like Chuck.
Goes together.
Just like Chuck.
Right. We don't need more methane in the atmosphere.
No.
But hydrogen for manufacturing that's green and sustainable, that's a step in the right direction. It said and at scale. So hopefully they can ramp this up. I'm just a little cautious about the whole E. coli thing.
Well, say goodbye to your croutons.
Just don't lose that salad dressing. That's the best thing Olive Garden's got.
Yeah. Hey, in other news,
This show is not
they make hydrogen out of salad dressing now.
This show is not sponsored by Olive Garden.
Yeah, or Hidden Valley.
Do you remember, switching topics, do you remember Chris Pirillo when he would occasionally show up on the screensavers? Like,
yeah, I followed him on
5
YouTube
years
for a while, and of course I've seen him on Tech TV and stuff like that before. Yep.
He's got to be getting old.
I know. That's what I was wondering.
Well, apparently he's become a little frustrated at the job market right now. And he's, you send out all these job applications and go, hey, I'm applying for this job. Hey, I'm applying for this job, whether it's technical or otherwise. And the companies basically ghost you. I know companies like this. I have friends that are looking for jobs and they go, did you ever hear back from so-and-so? No.
Well,
really?
Harrison has experienced a lot of the same thing. He's applied for positions and get almost an immediate rejection was all because of AI is being used to process all the resumes and
I
stuff.
can appreciate the rejection. What I can't endorse is no communication.
No, I agree.
That just
That's wrong.
reflects badly on the company. And
Mhm.
I know a few companies that would otherwise call respectable and
Mhm.
invite people to apply.
Right.
But when we've got this automation happening, you can send a rejection letter just as easily as you can not send a rejection letter.
Mhm.
It's terrible when they go quiet. Well, what he did is he did
Hmm.
some vibe coding, and in about an hour, he put together this thing called a resume analyzer that you upload your resume and basically it comes back and goes, "Nah, you're screwed." I I I think that's about as easy as, the hot dog and not a hot dog thing, man.
May-
It's
Maybe the gets a reply. Maybe this career choice is not the best for you.
but I'm not sure you would even need to bother scanning anything. I could build a website like that, upload
Mhm.
your format, submit. As soon as it saves, like, "Thank you, you've been rejected."
Yeah.
Then he put another one together called Dear Applicant, which is a pre-rejection letter generator that provides the efficiency benefit of being rejected before you even bother to apply.
Yeah. Wow. It is. It is crazy that he's making fun of something that is terrible. I mean, a
It
lot.
is terrible.
Yeah. I think a lot of companies may be missing out on actually putting hands on some of these resumes and screening people a little bit more on a personal level than you know, technical. I get the idea. They want to use AI to do all the work and screen applicants, but hey,
Yeah.
sometimes that the resume doesn't tell the whole story.
And sometimes it's up to the person to have a good resume
Mhm.
and I mean, your resume is basically your calling card. But even better is to have connections already. If you
Mhm.
have a
Oh,
just
well.
be a recognized name. I'm
Mhm.
speaking from experience in the ServiceNow space because that's where I spent the last 14 years. And when we had a position open on our team, we'd get, a couple hundred at least. And many of them, it's like, I'm not going to read a 5-page resume, so that's out. And then
No, you're not supposed to have 5-page resumes anyway.
I would start to look for resumes or CVs where I recognize the name. Is this somebody who's done something
Hmm.
noteworthy, whether it's participate in the community or speak at a conference or something like that? Get your name out there so at least you get past the first pass. And
Yeah.
obviously, AI isn't
Well,
going to have that same kind of tolerance. Like you said, a human needs to be involved with that. But you've got to, AI can and go, look at these and go, this person has absolutely no clue what a computer is. No,
right.
yeah, help me screen
Well,
that because I may have
here
been looking at 200 out of 12,000. I'm
yeah,
not going
well, here's a good point. I didn't go to college. I don't have a degree, yet I've applied for jobs in the past that required, what, 2, 3 years of college, whatever it says, that kind of thing. And I got the job because I had enough experience behind me that
yeah.
it didn't matter. So is it going to just automatically not his app, but I mean, would you ought to get knocked off because there is no degree, you know?
After a point, at least this is my opinion. I don't know if the AI agrees with me, but after a point, the job experience far outweighs the degree because the degree is
Yes.
what you need to get out of the starting block.
Hmm.
Okay. It gives somebody
Yeah.
with a degree. If you and I were applying for the same job and I had just finished 4 years of college and you didn't, and I tinkered around with computers at home and you tinkered around with computers at home, that gives me an advantage. Okay.
Hmm.
That's all it does. But in 10 years, if we both had 10 years of experience, assuming you land a position eventually, then it's going experience against
Right.
experience.
After a while, I was not worried about the
No,
fact I didn't go to college. At
I think
first,
after
I
about
mean,
10
I'll
years,
I'll tell you,
I didn't even put my
uh,
GPA on there after a while. Like,
well,
I said, yeah,
I'll
I went to this
mhm.
college and I
Well,
got this.
I'll tell you this, there was a point when I was like, okay, I'm relying on my experience more than I am the college. I do feel, and I've told many people this, especially kids about to go to college or deciding to go, I was like, well, I would still go because I think that it would have made things maybe a little bit easier or had you give you a leg up early on. Um,
Right.
I always felt like I had to hustle a little bit more, especially earlier in my career. Now I don't hustle at all.
No, you definitely don't. You're the
I might
slowest
hurt
worker.
myself. Hey,
You're the
doing the hustle, I might hurt my hip.
I always joked that my first job was supposed to be a 3-month engagement, and I was there for 22 years. I am the slowest worker you've ever
Yeah.
seen.
That's right.
All right, one more article. This is from Engadget, where a Maverick hacker, Brian Keller, has successfully ported Mac OS 10.0, like the original Cheetah from, what was it, 2000,
Oh gosh, yeah.
onto a Wii, a Nintendo Wii running Mac OS. And
That's amazing.
this kind of fits in with the last discussion about careers and projects and whatnot,
Mhm.
because this will now give him a leg up. He said, I've been thinking about doing this since, like, it was in college in 2012, and somebody on Reddit said it can't be done. And he said, challenge
Oh.
accepted.
Oh, don't say
And
that
he
kind of
told
thing.
them, and he said, I learned more than I ever thought I'd learn. And I've got all this wonderful experience. That's the kind of people you want to look
Right.
for. That's who you want to be as a candidate.
So-
And as a hiring manager, that's the kind of candidates you want to look for, is who's going above and beyond, who's really sinking their teeth into this for the heck of it, not
Imagine-
for profit.
Yeah. Imagine putting that on your resume and upload it, and the AI goes, no, can't be done, and rejects it.
Then you know what? I wouldn't want to work for that company anyway.
Good point. Yeah, fair point. Yeah.
But if you're at a dinner party or something and you say, hey, what do you do for fun? It's like,
Yeah.
I ported Mac OS 10 to the Wii. You try fitting that into 88 megs of RAM.
That it is impressive. I know. I mean, it's one of those, hey, they challenged me to do it. I'm gonna make it happen.
He had to write a custom bootloader from scratch. He had to patch the XNU kernel to recognize Wii specific hardware, because the Wii has a Power PC in it. He's like, well, wait a minute. Max at that time had a Power PC processor, so this should be doable. He developed custom drivers for the SD card slot and the USB, so he could plug in a keyboard. Because remember, they had USB on there.
Yes. Yeah.
Fun
sure did.
stuff. So-
Hey, by the way, I love the picture. He's working on it even while he's on a flight. He's got the tray table out and the Wii sitting there with a Mac. Pretty awesome.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's great.
All right, that's the end of the Hacks and Strange Stories. We're going to give a quick shout out to the chat room. We usually do this Sunday night at 8:30 Eastern Time, US. We'd love to see you there. We do have a few people hanging out with us on a Monday at 8:30, so thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
We gave a few names earlier. Chris A. Moody, Sarah Rose, Kristen Key. We've got I am having a hard time coming up with the pronunciation of the guy from Egypt. Tarek M. Shaway. I hope that's close enough. Mike Robinson. We've got that's all I see right now. So I'm going to zoom back out so I can see the rest of the screen. Thank you very much for joining us. If you'd like to join us, you can do so on Facebook and YouTube. Subscribe, like, turn on notifications. You know what to do. This isn't our first rodeo or yours.
Yeah.
So love to see you there. Now, one more quick intermission while we thank our patrons. These are the people who have gone over to chuckchat.com/Patreon. Footer, lower third.
I'm getting there. I was
Yeah.
taking a drink.
Take a drink of beer first.
Not a beer.
Why not?
It's a LaCroix.
At the commander level, we have Avner Braverman, Mark Kilfoyle, Steve London, Chris Martinez, Gary Lindros, Jason Pollard, and Sarah Rose, who's joining us here tonight. Thank you. At the lieutenant level, Kyle Nishioka, Ben Vaughn, John Noble, John Clifford, Denise Inglis, Steve Cody, Tim Cook, and Steve Webb. At our ensign level, we've got Alexis Duran, Amber Elstad, Amy Bowen, Brad Miller, Brian Brown, Chris MC, Dan D. Mancoyer, Dean Jensen, Jorger Schrauen, Crazy Joe, Mike Wills, Leon M., Saturday Morning Media, Steve Weshy, Steve Therian, and Sylvain Racicot. Thank you, everybody. They went over to chuckchat.com/Patreon for as little as $1 a show. or one generous person a few weeks ago gave us a one-time $50 donation. Woo!
That was great. Thank you for
That
that.
was awesome.
Appreciate it.
Yes, that really helped the old budget out. Because as we'll talk about on our Patreon show, which is one of the benefits, you get an additional set of content where Craig and I kick back and talk about projects we're working on, or
Mhm.
more geeky stuff. Sometimes it's a little on the personal side, but we don't get political or anything. But we go over on that show, and that's available exclusively to our patrons. We also send out a postcard once a year and some other cool stuff. So if you want to go check it out, chuckchat.com/Patreon, we would appreciate it. You keep us going, and we do not take that for granted.
You enable us.
Oh, that's the problem. We're enablers.
Yeah.
What's next? Oh, this one. No, not remember when. Pass me the remote.
Here, bring it over here. Are you shaking my hand or something?
Pass me the remote. I went a little crazy because I noticed that. Remember, a few weeks ago, I said I was watching the James Bond movies starting at the beginning,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to do more than one or two a week. And then all of a sudden, I see on Netflix, it's going away in a few weeks. Like, crap, I better catch up. So, in my oldies but goodies category, I watched The Fifth Element again. And oddly enough, I saw a YouTuber wearing a shirt that had the 4 stones on it with the little wavy lines. I went,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I recognize him instantaneously because I just watched that.
Yeah.
So, still a good movie. The effects are starting to show their age, but that's a fun movie to watch anytime. I also watched one that is a quasi documentary about Steve Jobs, simply called Jobs, also on Netflix. This one kind of ranks right up there with the BlackBerry story. It covers his early days, college days, and up to the point where he came back to Apple, around 2000, 2001, where he reinvented the Mac and reinvigorated the company. So it went through the whole boot it out, and it really, I think it did based on the Walter Isaacson book and the other reports and videos and whatnot, and the stories I've heard, it really portrayed him very well. It was Steve Jobs was played by Ashton Kutcher,
Yes.
which seems like an odd choice at first, but he does a really good job. There's times where you forget it's Ashton, and like, wow, he even did this characteristic Steve Jobs walk. Like, dude, he's kind of hunched over and leaning forward, and like, I forgot Steve had that kind of bouncy, weird walk.
Yeah, he kind of not lanky, but kind of had kind of swagger thing.
He was a little tall, but they introduced some familiar names, obviously Wozniak and John Scully. The guy they had for John Scully was pretty spot on. That was amazing.
Wasn't that Jeff Daniels?
It could have gone right by me. He did such a wonderful job. I didn't look up all the actors for all the parts.
I think it was.
Introduced names like Jeff Raskin and Andy Hertzfeld, when they got to the Macintosh, like, oh, I recognize those from listening to Macintosh Folklore Radio all these years. So that was a fun one to watch. Also watched another documentary, 4-parter called Dynasty, The Murdochs, as in Rupert Murdoch and his family. And you want to talk about a dysfunctional family.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. I mean, this guy basically didn't have kids to have a family. He had kids to let them fight it out to see who's going to be the successor. And it was
go fight.
It was a mess. Then of course,
finish him
on the James Bond list. I'm going to go through these real quick. I got You Only Live Twice, On Her Majesty's Secret Service, Diamonds Are Forever, Live and Let Die, The Man with the Golden Gun, and The Spy Who Loved Me. And they're pretty formulaic. It was interesting because the first 3 or 4, they introduce you to Spectre, and then they kind of get off on the baddie. Blofeld is in there for like 2 or 3 episodes, and then it's kind of lost. It becomes villain of the week. And it's not until I think we get to the Daniel Craig era where Spectre starts making more of a presence.
Yeah, that's right.
What the heck? Every goon has their thug on their side.
I like
So
that. Every goon has their thug.
they do. It's like here's your big bad guy, and here's the
Yeah.
tough guy that James Bond is going to have to fight in the ending scene, and then everything blows up. So it
Right.
was really kind of formulaic. Totally forgot Barbara Bach was the co-star of The Spy Who Loves Me, like Daisy Duke. Barbara Bach.
Yeah.
Her acting was a little stiff, but maybe her character was supposed to be that way. The other one was out of I think it was The Man with the Golden Gun, where they had the two guys that were sort of following along, and they just addressed each other as, that was very enlightening, Mr. Kent. Yes, it was, Mr. White. It kind of reminded me of Ben and Keith.
Oh, yeah.
But
Thought you were gonna say something from Austin Powers.
no, it was, but the guy who played, the blonde guy with the longer hair, kind of not Art Garfunkel looking guy, but because a lot of these were late 60s, early 70s, so they had this sort of hippie vibe to them. His acting was so bad. Oh, they also in what was it? The Man with the Golden Gun. The stunts. I always remember the stunts. There were some very, very characteristic ones. I think it was Man with the Golden Gun where they're driving around the boats, and you have the boat jump scene.
Oh, yeah.
Or skiing off a cliff and parachuting at the beginning of Spy Who Loved Me. And then you've got the inverted, was an AMC Hornet where he jumps off the ramp and it does a midair spin and lands.
Oh, wait. You haven't gotten to Moonraker yet, where they're in space.
No, that's next. The space scenes were kind of crappy. And yeah, Jaws comes back again and again for a few of them.
Yeah.
But the stunts were really good. I remember when I was a kid and we had a ski and scuba shop and we sold stuff. We had the monthly subscription to Ski Magazine and another one called Skiing. And one of the articles in there was, I was the stuntman who skied for James Bond off that cliff. So
really?
like, oh man, I remember this stuff going, I'm having throwbacks all over left and right watching these movies going, let's bring back some good stuff. The last one, I will try to get through as many of those as possible, but I can only watch like 2 a day and then I get tired. Like, man, it's getting to be a slog to get through some of these.
It's like whenever Kim and I binge something, it's like we get about 3 episodes, maybe 4, and we'll take a break and catch it next night or something.
Yeah. I'm still chugging away through season 5 of Peaky Blinders, enjoying it very much, but I had to give that a rest for a while. Other one was recommended by my dad, 2007 movie called Shooter on Paramount Plus, and it was later turned into, I think in 2013, 3-season series. I'm not sure I'm going to watch the series because I can't invest myself in 31 or 32 episodes of this, but the basic premise is this guy's a sharpshooter. He was over in Afghanistan or something, and they left him behind enemy lines, but he survived. And 3 years later, he's living up in the woods, and the Secret Service or somebody comes and says, we've got a job for you. And he says, I don't want any part of it. And then they pull
left me. Oh, so I can go somewhere else and be left alone again. Well,
they pull out the Patriot card and go, you made you swore an oath to protect your country against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and blah, blah, blah. So he gets
throw that in my face.
But then he falls into a trap where he gets accused of basically kind of a
murder or something.
Yeah, sort of a JFK sort of thing. Like, not only somebody didn't shoot the president, they were supposed to shoot the president, and he gets blamed for it. And there's this big old manhunt. So how does he get out of all this stuff? And Danny Glover is the bad guy, but you don't know it at first.
Right.
So spoiler alert. It's 2007. This is a 19-year-old movie.
Right.
So I'm not spoiling much. But I found it very interesting. My dad recommended it. I watched it, enjoyed it very much. So if you're into kind of action hero, almost Batman-esque vigilante kind of things, to see
Batman is a vigilante.
Where's the justice going to be served, or is it vengeance kind of thing?
Justice is served from the end of my barrel.
Your turn.
All right. So I was looking forward to this very much. I love Malcolm in the Middle. Yeah, they did a 4-episode reunion kind of thing.
Are they all grown up like the Brady Bunch?
Yeah, well, they've grown up. Well, 20 years, I guess, is when the last episode aired. So is it around 20
Did
years?
Bryan
Or so?
Cranston die of cancer yet?
Nope, not
Oh wait,
yet.
that
But
wasn't Malcolm in the Middle. That was Breaking Bad.
did you watch Malcolm in the Middle at all?
A few episodes. I wasn't
Yeah.
a diehard.
I love that show. And so it came back. Lois and Hal are having their 40th anniversary, and they're trying to get everybody to come, and they're gonna have a big thing about it. And turns out that Malcolm has been distancing himself away from his family, so he gets rid out of the toxic environment that they're messing with his life. So there's a whole thing about that, and it was great. They pulled in characters from. I'm not going to spoil the show because I think everybody should see it if you like Malcolm in the Middle. However, they did bring in just about every character that you've seen in the old show. You know, everybody's got wrinkles and
Yep,
they're a little bit older. But it was fun. I think they captured a lot of that the humor that they had from the original show, kind of fast paced kind of stuff going on. I really enjoyed it. Kim liked it. So it was a lot of fun. So it's worth it's 2 hours worth of TV, really.
Next, they'll have to reboot the Wonder Years and call it like the Medicare years.
Geriatric. So it's well worth it. I enjoyed it a lot. And then the reason we're recording this on Monday night, Kim and I are also big fans of Whose Line Is It Anyway? You
Yes.
ever watch that? Well,
Yes.
this is the tour. They don't do the show anymore, but they did take it on the road. And a lot of people that you know from the show were on stage.
Who's
And
the host?
It's called, huh?
Who's the host?
There isn't. So it's all audience participation. They have 4 stools up there. Laura Hall, who does the music on Whose Line, she was there. She was playing the piano. Ryan Stiles. Hold on. I'm trying to think of all their names.
Yeah, the usuals that were on like the last couple seasons.
Yeah, and there was one guy which I was not familiar with him, but he was great. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So if it's coming to your town and you like the show, I think you'd really love it. Even had what's his name? What's his name from? I want to say Malcolm in the Middle. The Stevie's dad, and that was on the show. I'm almost got. I can't.
You really need to make
Gary
notes before you
Williams.
do it.
Gary Williams was his name.
Note to self, Craig. Make notes before you do a show.
Yeah, Gary Williams was there as well, and he was also Stevie's dad on Malcolm in the Middle. So we're like, hey, we just saw him, the other night.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Fun.
It was great. So if you get a chance to go see it, go see it.
All right, that's the end of the show. We're going to leave you with a question of the week. You get to add one app to the ship's computer on Enterprise. On the Enterprise. I'm not sure if we're talking the original 1701, if we're talking A, D,
It doesn't
C.
matter.
Doesn't matter.
You get to
What
install one
app
app.
is it, and why would you add it?
Hey,
Do you have any thoughts offhand?
yes. Remember the old ASCII Star Trek game?
I want to add Flappy Bird just to see Data at the console going whoosh, 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 whoosh.
Yeah.
Mr. Data, what are you doing? Flappy Bird.
Yeah. His algorithm for his flight pattern is not adjacent to his.
Where did you get that app? It's no longer available on the store.
Yeah. Yeah. My first thought was that app. Remember the old ASCII game? The Star
Kristen
Trek
wants
game?
to add Tetris.
Tetris. Do you remember that? What I'm talking about?
I remember playing that on a dot matrix print hard copy terminal. Oh
my God. You wasted so much paper.
Dial up. Yep. Yes, we did.
No,
'Cause
I
it
played.
would draw out the little sector map.
Yeah, the first time I played it was my friend who his family had an Apple. I guess it was an Apple II, and yeah, it was an Apple II, and we played. And I thought, oh, this is awesome, and oh, there's a Klingon in this sector up here, and yeah, it was
Now,
great.
playing on the main viewer screen, that would be cool.
Captain, the Klingons here. We got a Klingon. Comes-
Invite them into the game.
yeah. Tark
All right.
has entered the chat.
No. The Klingons would have handles like, sexy guy 1740.
Sexy Warrior 2013. uh,
Batleth 69.
right.
All right. We came up
Huh.
with that. Now it's your turn.
Yeah.
I'm really curious about this one.
Hey, imagine playing Angry Birds on the main viewer.
We're already getting some answers in the chat. Kristen wants to load Tetris
Yep.
or Chips Challenge. Moonlander.
Not again.
It's the old text-based one.
Yeah.
I'm the main viewer.
Right.
But my
Zork.
sister and I always called it Bummer.
Hey,
Zork. Drop potion.
Yeah. Oh,
You've been eaten by a Gru.
yeah. Computer, drop potion.
Tough luck, Wesley.
Yeah.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
The Infocom. Yeah, my favorite.
There we go. Okay, we're getting some good answers. We want to hear from you. You can call us on the listener line if you want. 707. Let's play the music while we do this. 707-530-2428. That's 707-530-chat. You can email us, or we will have this on our Discord server, which you can find at chuckchat.com/Discord. Don't forget, calendar is also available, chuckchat.com/calendar, and Patreon is chuckchat.com/Patreon. We try to keep this simple for us too, so we can remember these.
Where did we go? Oh yeah, we had that link. Yeah.
What was the link to the Patreon thing? Duh.
Yeah.
We've unified them after 20 years. Finally figured this thing out.
Right.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening. Thank you, especially to our patrons, for your support. And as always, thank you, Craig, for the stories, for the chat, and give us a binary 5. High five.
High five. 101.
Done. Had a checksum error at the end.
Yeah. Oh,
This show
boy.
is encrypted by AES 256. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us on YouTube and Facebook. Appreciate that. It was a lot of fun. And we will talk to you again next week. Yes, we got a couple more shows before Craig has to go bye-bye to the conference.
Yep.
But we will get her done and have some fun with you Sunday. We're good for Sunday, yes?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Stay safe. Use your antivirus programs.
Yeah.